Her blade drew blood in the duel. Then the runes flared, and as her clan fell to their knees, she stood frozen. Karis Valt lunged, her vibroblade slicing through Vecrom's guard. He parried with a grunt, his heavier maul swinging back in a crushing arc. She dodged left, boots skidding on the etched stone floor. The arena crowd roared. Thousands of Valt clan warriors packed the tiered pits, their scales shimmering under flood lamps. Vec pressed. His maul whistled past her shoulder. She countered low, feinting at his knee. He blocked, but too slow. Her blade tip grazed his thigh. Blood welled, dark and steaming. First blood. The duel judge's horn blared. Karis Valt claims the bracket. Vex snarled, clutching the wound. Luck, pretender. The gods favor the bold. She sheathed her blade, chest heaving. Victory burned sweet. Clan champion next, her path to Matron Sava's favor secured. Then the arena floor pulsed, ancient runes, dormant for generations, ignited in blue fire. They snaked up from the dueling circle, latching onto her blade hand like living chains. Pain seared her scales. She yanked back, but the glow burrowed deeper, etching circuits into her flesh. The crowd fell silent. Matron Sava rose from her throne dais. Elders dropped to their knees around her, foreheads to stone. Restrain the tainted one, Sava barked. Bind her before the curse spreads. Shackles clanked as guards advanced, neural prods humming. Karis held her stance. No kneel, no surrender. The runes crawled higher, mapping her arm in fractal patterns. They hummed, a deep, mechanical thrum, unlike any ritual chant. Her hands spasmed, fingers locking into a claw. Visions flickered. Vast ships, starfields, interfaces blinking in a tongue older than the clans. I yield to no bind, she growled, blade half drawn. This is no curse. Test me if you doubt. Vec laughed from the sidelines, Medic staunching his leg. See? Precursor filth awakens in her veins. Purge the weak link, matron. I claim her slot. Sava's eyes narrowed, her crest flaring red. Silence, contender. Archivist tell. Speak. The robed, scholar priest shuffled forward, scanner pad trembling in his claws. He waved it over Karis's arm. Readings spiked. Matron, these are activation protocols. Clan myths speak of them. The arena was a forge for living keys. She is arming. Gasps rippled. Guards tightened their circle. Karis flexed her marked hand. Strength surged unnatural. Her blade leaped free, humming with borrowed power. She spun it once, testing. The rune stabilized, glowing steady. I feel it. Power, not taint. Sava stood. Power or doom. It ends now. Trial by clan law. The marked fights the pit beasts unbound. Survive. Prove purity. Fail, and we burn the runes from your corpse. Vex smirked. Generous matron. Let me administer the burn. The pit gates ground open. 3 hulking drakes lumbered out. Scaled behemoths from the underlevels, eyes mad with hunger. Claws scraped stone. Jaws dripped acid. Karis charged the lead drake. Her blade sang, enhanced edge-parting scales like foil. It bellowed, tail whipping. She rolled under, slashing tendons. The beast collapsed, thrashing. The second leaped. She vaulted its back, runes flaring hot. Her hand interfaced. Instinct drove her palm to its neural ridge. The drake froze, eyes glazing as the runes hijacked its nerves. It turned on its packmate, ripping throat from neck. Crowd erupted, half cheers, half horror. The last drake reared. Karis drove her blade home, runes pulsing victory. It slumped dead. She stood, amid gore, unmarked but for the glowing brands now tracing her shoulders. Breath ragged, she faced Sava, proven. Sava's face twisted. Control first. Always. Proven nothing. The runes awaken the vault. Our sacred myth weapon stirs. You triggered it, Keybearer. Your blood calls the end of us all. Teld nodded grimly. Protocols match. The vault hungers for activation. Without the counter code, it will purge the clans as obsolete.
Vex stepped forward, maul raised.
Then purge her first. I challenge the tainted for champion. Accept or forfeit. Karis gripped her blade. Exhaustion clawed her, but the runes thrummed energy. Challenge accepted. Sava waved him down. No, she goes to the vault. Alone. Contain the awakening, or die trying. Guards, escort. They marched her through under tunnels, prods at her back. Teln trailed, muttering scans. The air grew cold, heavy with ozone. Ancient doors loomed, precursor alloy, rune-etched. Karis touched the panel. It parted with a hiss. Inside, a vast chamber, consoles flickering to life. Central dais pulsed red, the weapon core, awakening. Alarms wailed. Hollow displays bloomed in alien script. Her runes burned in sync, demanding input. I can't read it, she hissed. The interface rejected her swipes. Lockout, Teln paled. Myths say a second key exists. From the sky-fallen ones. Humans. A side hatch cycled. Bootsteps echoed. Evan Holt stepped in, toolkit slung over his shoulder. Grease-streaked jumpsuit, human small beside the aliens. He squinted at the consoles. Unfazed. Whoa, Mark 7th precursor grid. Been a while. Guards leveled prods. Intruder. Karis spun. Human? Here? Evan raised hands. Calm. Salvage contract. Clan hired me for relic scraps. Looks like you need more than scraps. He eyed her runes. You're keyed. Nice mod. Standard interface handshake. She stared. This soft-skinned outsider treated the impossible like a busted engine. You understand this? He shrugged, pulling a multi-tool. Old industrial gear. Humans built half this junk back in the day. He jacked into a port. Consoles stabilized. Red faded to green. Vec burst through the hatch. Elders behind. Seize them both. The human taints us further. Evan didn't flinch. He spoofed a command sequence. Turrets whirred down from the ceiling. Lethal, but dormant. Easy, big guy. Cores stabilizing. Your girl's runes are the trigger. I'm the reset. Karis blocked Vec's path, blade humming. Stand down, rival. He stops the purge. Sava entered. Crest flat with shock. Human competence, as the myths warned. Collaborate, or the vault claims us all. Vec snarled. Maul ready. Never with weaklings. Evan patched the final line. The core hummed low. Dormant. Done. Locked it down. Routine maintenance. Karis felt the runes cool. Power banking. She met Evan's eyes. Humble fix. Extraordinary save. But a subroutine flickered on his screen. Deeper awakening. Something bigger stirred in the vault's core. Vec lunged. Traitors, Karis parried. Runes igniting anew. The real fight began. Matron Sava's talons clamped Karis's bicep like vice grips. She yanked the champion across the bloodied arena sands toward the clan dais. Karis stumbled but kept her feet. Dust clogged her nostrils. The crowd's roars twisted to hisses. Curses now, not cheers. Her victory maul dragged behind her, carving a furrow. You dare bear this filth. Sava snarled. Her crest flared crimson, spines rigid. She shoved Karis onto the dais steps. The stone slabs hummed underfoot, etched with clan sigils. Karis straightened. Sweat stung the fresh runes on her palm, glowing brands from her final duel strike. The opponent's blood had activated them, precursor marks. Taboo. The matron leaped atop the central plinth. Elders flanked her, blades drawn. Karis vault. Clan blade, you stand contaminated. Purity trial by combat. Now! Vecram pushed through the throng. His maul rested easy on his shoulder, eyes gleaming. I claim the challenge, matron. I'll purge the taint myself. Crowd bayed approval. Chorus gripped her maul, muscles burned from the tournament. No rest. No mercy. A reedy voice cut the din. Halt. Execution rites demand oath reading first. Archivist Teln hobbled forward, robes whispering over stones. His staff bore faint precursor glyphs, faded, like hers now pulsed. Elders parted grudgingly. Sava's crest twitched. Teln, your prattle delays justice, not prattle. Protocol. Teln thrust his staff at the dais heart. A black obelisk, sacred trial stone. The marks demand verification under oath. Press your hand, Karis, or forfeit as coward. Cool basalt. Veined with inert silver, clan law bound her. She stepped forward. Vec smirked, maul shifting. Swear it, Teln toned. By blood and blade reveal truth. Karis slammed her palm down. Runes blazed white-hot. Pain lanced her arm. The obelisk shuddered. A pulse ripped outward, invisible force that flattened robes, rattled blades, hologlyphs erupted across the stone. Spirals, grids, alien code. Not clan runes, something older. Gasps rippled the crowd. Karis yanked her hand free. Skin smoked. The glyphs stabilized, projecting a star map haze above the dais. A pinpoint blinked, far beyond the city spires, into the void. "Contamination confirmed," Sava bellowed. Her voice cracked the air. "Purge all witnesses. Vec, strike her down." Vec charged. Maul arced high. Karis rolled aside, scooped her weapon. Steel clanged. Sparks flew. She countered low, sweeping his legs. Vec leaped back, laughing. "Cursed weakling. Your blood honors the clan." Talon scrambled behind the obelisk. "Wait!" The pulse, it broadcasts. Precursor protocol engaged. Sava ignored him. She signaled elders. "Seal the arena. No survivors." Karis parried another overhead smash. Vec's strength dwarfed hers. Tournament brute, unchallenged till now. Her runes throbbed, feeding her strikes unnatural speed. She dodged, slashed his thigh guard. Dents buckled, crowd-surged barriers frenzied. Some chanted purge, others whispered awakening. Vec roared, feinted high, hammered low. Karis vaulted the swing, landed atop the obelisk. The star map widened, pinpoint pulsed urgent, sinking to her runes. "Key-bearer," Teln hissed from below. "The myths. The vault stirs." Sava's eyes narrowed. She leapt down, blade drawn. "Scholar." Silence. "This ends." Karis leaped off, Maul blocking Vec's pursuit. "Matron," the signal calls. "It's no curse." Vec's maul grazed her shoulder pauldron. Armor crumpled. Pain flared. She spun, runes igniting her blade's edge blue. Thrust grazed his chest plate. He staggered, shocked. What sorcery? Not sorcery. Karis pressed. Power. Elders closed in. Blades gleamed. Teln waved his staff. "The oath demands pursuit. The beacon leads to the source, or doom." Saba hesitated, crest flattened. The star map rotated, highlighting a forbidden sector. The Vault of Echoes, clan taboo for generations. Vec recovered, lunged wild. Karis sidestepped, tripped him into an elder. They tangled. Sava raised her blade. "Enough. Karis, you live. For now. Follow the curse. Fail and Vec claims your head on return." Karis lowered her maul, breath ragged. Runes cooled to embers. "And if I succeed?" Sava sneered. "Clan glory, or death proves you tainted." Vec shoved the elder aside, maul dripping sand. "I'll escort, ensure purge." Teln nodded fervent. "I join. Knowledge demands it." Sava waved dismissal. "Go. Arena clears. No word escapes." Karis strode from the dais. Vec and Teln flanked her. Rivals glare promising betrayal. Scholar's eyes alight with secrets. The star map imprint burned in her mind. Vault coordinates. Pulsing like a heart. City spires loomed as they exited the arena. Hover drones whirred overhead. Clan enforcers scanning for leaks. Karis flexed her marked hand. Skin itched with purpose. Vec grunted. "That human salvage scum in the lower docks. Rumors say he scavenges precursor wrecks. Might know runes. Taboo alliance." Taboo alliance. Karis paused at a lift shaft. Practical. "If the beacon calls doom, we need edges." She punched descent. Platform dropped into undercity gloom. Vec gripped his maul tighter. "I lead the purge there too." Teln clutched his staff.
"Fool. Myths warn of human competence."
They tamed precursors once. Karis ignored them. Lift halted at scrapyards. Piles of twisted metal loomed, precursor relics half buried in alien refuse. A lone figure welded amid the junk. Soft-skinned, no crest, humming a tune. Evan Holt, human engineer. Clan outcast tolerated for repairs. She approached. "Salvage man, your skills for hire?" Evan flipped his visor. Wiped sweat, eyed her runes without flinching. "Depends. What's busted?" Vec loomed behind. "Watch your tongue, soft one." Evan shrugged. Multitool in hand. Runes keyed weird. "Standard interface?" Karis stared. This outsider parsed the impossible like bent pipe. "You read this?" she asked. He jacked a probe into a nearby relic. Lights flickered alive. Old industrial gear. Humans built half this junk. Show me the trigger site. Taln leaned in, awed. Myths confirmed. Vec snarled. No weaklings. Karis pulled the star map projection from her gauntlet. Dais, echo. Vault of echoes. Beacon from my mark. Evan scanned it. Nodded. Core instability. Your runes are the handshake key. I spoof interfaces daily. We hike? Sava's enforcers pinged her comms. Vault. Breach detected. Something stirs. Karis met Evan's gaze. Humble fix-it man, eyes steady. Lead, they plunged into undercity tunnels. Vec grumbled, but followed. Maul ready. Tell muttered protocols. Tunnels narrowed. Air thickened with ozone. Runes on Karis's hand warmed. Walls gleamed. Precursor alloy, not rock. Evan traced a panel. Here, service hatch. He pried it. Consoles glowed faint red. Vec shouldered in. Traps? Evan patched a line. Just old code, stabilizing. Karis pressed her hand to the central pad. Pulse echoed the dais. Deeper hum rose. Talon gasped. Awakening. Evan worked fast. Core's hot. Your mark locks it. I'm the bypass. Vec spun. Human taint, but enforcers burst from shadows. Sava's purge squad. Seized the tainted. Karis blocked them. Blade out. Evan didn't pause. Turrets dropped from ceiling vents. Lethal barrels tracked. He spoofed the sequence. Turrets powered down. Vec charged anyway. Vec's maul swung in a brutal arc, smashing the lead enforcer's shield into shards. The purge squad recoiled. Plasma lances humming to life. Karis pivoted, her blade intercepting the next attacker's thrust. Metal screamed against metal. She drove her elbow into his throat plate, dropping him gasping. Evan crouched at the console, fingers flying over his field reader. Turrets locked down. Core stabilizing. 30 seconds. Less, Paris snapped. She slashed low, severing an enforcer's weapon arm. Blood sprayed, acrid and hot. The air reeked of ozone and charred alloy. Vec roared, barreling through two more. His maul crushed a lance barrel, exploding it in a flash of blue fire. For the clan! Purge the weak! Telm huddled behind a bulkhead chanting half-remembered protocols. The key binds or breaks echo the vault. Enforcers regrouped. Matron Sava's voice crackling over their comms. No survivors. The runes demanded. Karis's marked hand burned against the central pad. Runes pulsed in sync with the rising hum. The floor vibrated. Deep machinery grinding awake. Evan yanked a cable free. Handshake complete. Your mark's holding the failsafe. He glanced up, eyes calm behind his visor. We done? Not yet. Karis parried a lance thrust, riposted into the attacker's chest. She spun, guarding Evan's flank. Vec smashed another down, but 3 enforcers circled him now. One lunged at Evan. Karis met it mid-stride, blade shearing through armor. The body crumpled. Vec laughed, wild. She fights true, but the human shuts it down. Karis cut in. Her gauntlet chimed. Perimeter breach alerts. More hunters inbound. Evan slapped a patch onto the console. Lights shifted from red to green. The hum faded to a whisper. Core cold, locked. The last enforcer raised his lance. Vec's maul caved in his helm before Karis could strike. Silence fell, broken only by Talon's muttering. Bodies littered the chamber. Walls gleamed with dormant precursor script. Karis sheathed her blade, hand throbbing. The runes glowed faint blue now. Stable, she met Evan's gaze. It sleeps. He unplugged his reader, pocketing it. For now. That was a class. 4 instability. Precursor overclock safeguard. Vec spat on a corpse. You bypassed their wrath, human. But Sava's purge follows, Talon interrupted, rising. The matron felt the echo. She comes with the full hunt. Karis checked her gauntlet map. Tunnels forked ahead. Escape routes narrow, rigged with clan traps. We move. Vault secured. Proof for the clan. Vec hefted his maul. Proof? Your taint saved it. They call heresy. Evan shouldered his kit. Heresy or not. Beacons silent. Job done. Carice led them out the service hatch. Cool undercity air hit her scales. They sprinted down the alloy corridor, boots echoing. Vec grumbled behind. Human toys mock our rituals. They work, Evan said flatly. Yours almost woke the dead. Talon trailed, robes snagging. The myths spoke true. Human hands shaped the precursor's chains. Karis ignored the banter, her mind locked on survival. Sava would twist this. Runebearer as key, human as ally. Clan law demanded trial. A junction loomed. She signaled halt. Split risks capture. Together, we prove worth. Vec snorted. With off-worlder scum? Evan scanned the walls. Trap cluster ahead. Motion glyphs. Icon spoof. Karis nodded. Do it. He knelt, linking his reader to a faint panel. Glyphs flickered, then dimmed. Clear, they pressed on. Tunnels widened into a cavernous service bay. Rusted hulks of ancient loaders loomed like forgotten beasts. Distant shouts echoed. Hunter packs closed in. Karis's comm buzzed. Sava's voice, iron hard. Karis vault, branded traitor. Surrender the vault key. Your blood cleanses us.
She crushed the device. She knows.
Vec gripped his maul tighter. Challenge her directly. Duel for leadership. Not now. Karis pointed to a lift shaft. Half collapsed. Surface access. My skiff waits. Evan eyed it. Shafts live. Power fluctuations. He patched in. Gears groaned to life. They piled in. The lift jolted upward, chains rattling. Telm clutched a wall rune. The awakening stirred the old nets. More guardians rouse. Alarms wailed below. Plasma bolts scorched the shaft walls. Karis braced. Faster. Evan overrode the controls. Max throttle. Hold on. The lift burst into open air, undercity rim, jagged spires under twin moons. Karis's skiff squatted nearby, engines hot. They spilled out. Vec covered the rear, maul ready. Hunter silhouettes crested the ridge, lances glowing. Karis fired up the skiff. In. Evan jumped aboard last, sealing the hatch. Thrusters flared. The skiff rocketed skyward, bolts glancing off shields. Sava's lead hunter, a scarred veteran, leapt, gauntlets, latching the hull. Thumps rocked them. Vec smashed a viewport control. Mine! He hauled the hunter inside by the throat. Maul ended it quick. Karis banked hard, evading a patrol drone. Orbit vector, Evan's ship. Evan patched navs, docking in 5. Clan fleet inbound. 3 heavies. Talon stared at Karis's hand. The runes, they chose you. Precursor pact. Chose survival, she said. Her clan champion's pride warred with the mark's pull. Evan treated God's tools like scrap. Humble. Effective. Skiff shuddered. Interceptor locked on. Missiles streaked. Evan spoofed the fire control ping. Missiles veered, detonating harmlessly. Vec gaped. How? Standard ECM, Evan said. They broadcast clean. Karis punched the comms. Matron Sava. Vault secured. Ancient threat neutralized. Demand parley. Static hissed, then Sava's voice. Traitor lies. Your human taint awakens worse. Fleet. Destroy. Drones swarmed. Skiff shields buckled under fire. Evan stood, my salvage rigs armed. Permission to dock and counter? Karis gripped controls. Granted. Vec, guns. Vec manned the turret. Maul swapped for plasma cannon. Bolts shredded 2 drones. Evan's rig loomed, a battered human freighter, claws extended. Skiff latched. They transferred in 0G bursts. Alarms blared, hull breaches. Carry strapped into a gunnery pod. Evan's bridge hummed with screens. Clan heavies at 2 minutes. Weapons hot? She nodded. Fire. Rig's rails spat slugs. Precursor-derived kinetics. A heavy's flank crumpled. Vec whooped from his pod. Clan steel breaks. Telon monitored runes. The key resonates. Deeper vault calls. Sava's fleet closed. Lead heavy fired grid lances. Energy webs to snare. Evan rolled the rig. Webs incoming. Brace. Karis's pod rocked. Her runes flared hot, syncing with the ship's alarms. Evan traced a panel. Wait. Your mark's pinging my core. Precursor handshake. She slammed her hand down. Consoles lit up, weapons cycled faster. Shields hardened. Authorized. A synthetic voice echoed. Ancient, neutral. Vec bellowed. The ship wakes for her. Clan heavy loomed. Lances charging. Karis targeted. For the clan. Rails thundered. The heavy exploded in fireballs. Sava's voice cut through. Impossible. Fall back. Fleet retreated, trailing debris. Evan leaned back. Nice override. Humans jury-rigged these vaults. Standard protocol. Karis exhaled. Runes cooled. Victory tasted bitter. Clan fractured. Tell whispered, myths live. But Sava plots deeper purge. Sensors pinged. A new beacon, faint. From the planet's core. Evan scanned it. Secondary site. Bigger core. Unstable. Karis Valval thrust his blade skyward. Karis Valval, emergency tournament rules invoke the right of purity. Your runes prove contamination. Surrender now, or die unmarked. Karis gripped her dueling staff tighter. The arena crowd roared from tiered stone benches. Thousands of clan eyes bored into her scaled hide. Matron Sava loomed on the high dais. Her crest flared in judgment. Archivist Talon huddled at her side, claws twitching over a data slate. No surrender. Karis stepped forward. Her runes itched under her armored plates, glowing faintly since her last victory. I accept the challenge. Oldest ring. Isolate the taint there. Vex snarled, fangs glinting. You choose death's cradle? Fine. The ancient circle claims the unworthy. Sava's voice cracked like thunder. Granted, enter the first ring. Witnesses, record all. Karis vaulted the rail first. Sand crunched under her boots in the vast pit. The first ring stood apart, etched stone pillars from precursor times half buried in dunes. Taboo encircled it. No fights here since the myths. Perfect to contain whatever stirred in her flesh. Vec dropped in behind her, staff whirling. Your human pet watches from the shadows. Even he reeks of your shame. Karis scanned the edges. Evan Holt crouched low amid the spectator pits, his human frame blending with tool satchels. He met her gaze, nodded once, then vanished under the sand barrier, rigging something. Trust him. Humans fixed the unfixable. Horns blared. The pillar lights flickered. Dormant precursor glow. Vec charged. Karis sidestepped. His staff whistled past her crest. She countered low, staff cracking his knee guard. He staggered but spun, blade tip grazing her shoulder plate. Sparks flew. Pain lanced hot. Crowd bayed. Sava leaned forward. Tell murmured, runes pulse. Frequency matches sacred codex. Vec pressed. Tainted weakling. His strikes blurred. Tormented honed fury. Karis parried, retreated. Sand shifted underfoot. A faint hum rose from the pillars. Her runes burned brighter, sinking with the stone. She ducked a overhead smash, thrust upward. Staff met his midguard. Crack. He reeled. Evan's voice crackled in her hidden earpiece. Human tech, voice only. Got it. Transmitter buried, pulses decoding mid-fight. Hold center. Buy me 10 seconds. Karis pivoted. Vec lunged again. Fainting high. She read it, blocked, riposted to his wrist. His blade spun free, embedding in sand. Disarmed. The ring erupted. Pillars ignited. Hollow projections bloomed. Star maps, node chains, pulsing red. A central fortress icon flared. Clan vaults mountain hold. Her home. Targeted. Next node. Gasps. Rippled the arena. Vec scrambled for his blade. What sorcery? Karis kicked sand in his face, pinned him with her staff. Yield. Do. Bespat grit. Never. This proves it. You wake the precursors. Sava rose. Hold. The ring speaks. Contamination spreads. Tell bolted to the rail. Matron, wait. These are protocols. Key activation. The fortress vault sinks next. Myths confirm. Living key unlocks chain. Evan emerged from the sand. Transmitter clutched. Dust caked his jumpsuit. He tapped a wristpad. Decoded. Runes aren't curse. They're auth codes. Human era vaults. Your girl's the dongle. Fortress has a weapon core. Waking now. Unstable. Crowd murmured. Vec thrashed. Lies from the soft skin. Karis pressed harder. Vec stilled. I yield. Humiliation twisted his snout. Horns silenced. Sava's eyes narrowed. Victory to Karis, but the ring condemns the clan hold. Evacuate all but guards. Tainted 1. You lead Purge team. With your human fixer, fail and runes claim you both. Karis released Vec. He slunk out, glaring murder. She climbed from the ring. Runes cooled, but the map lingered in her mind, fortress pulsing urgent. Evan fell in step. Cheap rig worked. Pulses match old Earth salvage logs, precursor grids jury-rigged by humans millennia back. Routine handshake. Routine? Karis flexed her claws. It brands me key. Clan fractures. He shrugged. Humble grin. We fix keys. You fight? Teamwork. Telnon intercepted them at the tunnel mouth. Child, the Codex warned. Runes bind you to the chain. Fortress Vault holds the Lance Planet Killer if unstable. Sava's guards herded the crowd out. Vec rallied stragglers nearby, whispering purge plots. His eyes locked on Karis. Ruthless hunger. Karis nodded to Teln. Details. Now, they ducked into archivist warrens. Dim glow orbs lit dusty tomes. Teln unrolled a hollow scroll. Myths hid it. Precursor war tech. Humans sealed it post-collapse. Your win triggered Node 1. Fortress is Node 2. Awake's weapons grid. Evan leaned in, scanning. Got schematics here? Interfaces look like Mark 7 consoles. Spoofable. Teln blinked.
You read this? Forbidden script.
Evan pulled a multi-tool. Old job. Humans built half this junk. Plug in, auth, stabilize. Karis paced. Sand still gritted her plates. Victory soured. Home. Targeted. Sava chose control, not truth. Vec circled for crew. Alarms wailed suddenly. Arena speakers boomed. Fortress beacon active. Core breach imminent. Evac shuttles launch. Sava's voice overlaid. Karis vault. Team deploys in 5. Fail clan purges all rune bearers. Karis grabbed her gear pack. Evan, gear up. He nodded. Slinging tools. Rigs portable. Let's spoof this beast. Vec burst into the warren, flanked by loyalists. Blades drawn. No. Tainted flee? I claim champion now. Purge starts here. Karis spun staff. Challenge again? Arena's done, he sneered. Rules bend for purity. Sava's orders implied. Tellan stepped between. Blasphemy. Runes demand the key live. Evan flipped his tool, emitted a pulse. Vec's blade sparked, locked inert. Precursor jammer. 5 minutes. Run. Karis charged. Staff cracked Vec's jaw guard. He crumpled. Loyalists froze. Go. She hauled Evan out. They sprinted tunnels. Shuttles thrummed overhead. Clan split. Sava's fleet mobilized. Vec's whispers spread. Skiff Bay loomed. Pilot waved them aboard. Fortress Eta 10. Core venting plasma. Karis. Strapped in. Runes warmed again. Calling. Evan patched his pad to ship console. Scanning. Vault entry. Your auth pulse plus my spoof. Shields down 20% already. Skiff blasted free. Arena shrank below. Fortress Mountain dominated horizon. Smoke plumed from peak vents. Tellan calmed in. Deeper lore. Lance targets rival clans if chain unbroken. Sava ignores. Plots to wield it. Karis growled. Control over survival. Vec's voice hacked the channel. Deserters. Fleet intercepts. Sensors lit. Clan heavies vectored in Sava's mark. Evan cursed softly. Same as freighter scrap. Rails hot? Karis took gunnery. Fire on my mark. Heavies closed. Lances charged. Her runes flared. Console pinged. Handshake. Authorized. Ancient voice intoned. Weapons surged. Shields doubled. Vec whooped over open comm. From a heavy? Traitors arm the tainted ship. Karis targeted lead heavy. Rails thundered. Flank exploded. Evan rolled skiff. Webs incoming, she braced. Runes synced deeper. Fortress beacon strengthened. Sava's lead heavy loomed. Surrender the key. No. Karis fired. Heavy bloomed fire. Fleet scattered. Evan grinned. Override holds. Fortress ahead. Core unstable ping rising. Mountain loomed. Vault mouth gaped. Runes matching hers. Skiff dove. Turbulence bucked. Docking clamp seized. Airlock hissed. Karis unstrapped. Together, Evan nodded. Karis slammed the airlock hatch shut behind them. Tournament crowds surged through the fortress cavern, scales flashing under plasma lanterns. Chants echoed off rune-carved walls. Vecrom's name thundered from a nearby arena pit. Evan tugged her elbow. Blend East stairwell. Relays primed. She nodded, cloaking her branded arm under her duelist cloak. Runes itched, sinking to the vault's distant pulse. They shoved into the press of bodies. Warriors, merchants, off-world traders bellowing bets. A patrol drone whirred overhead. Karis yanked Evan down, letting a drunken brawler stumble between them. The drone scanned faces, pinged clear, veered off. Close, Evan muttered. His pad hummed soft in his pocket. Crowd thinned at the east arch. Stone stairs spiraled up, guarded by 2 clan enforcers and Sava's black plate. They barred the way with shock lances, eyes locked on Karis's cloak hem. Too fine for rabble. Halt, champion, the taller growled. Inner vault sealed. Tournament decree. Karis stepped forward, claws flexing. Matron's writ. Urgent relay to core vents. The shorter enforcer sniffed. Show mark. She flashed her clan sigil. Runes warmed beneath. Don't flare now. Enforcers exchanged glances. Lances humming higher. Evan slipped past her shadow. On me, he whispered. He knelt casual, like patching a hull breach, and slapped his pad against the rune door at stairbase. Homemade relay sparked blue. Precursor glyphs flickered in response. Door hummed. Locked sigils danced. Enforcers lunged. Intruders! Karis met the first mid-leap. Her claws raked his lance aside, boot slamming his chest plate. He crashed into the wall, bones cracking. Second enforcer thrust low. She twisted, grabbed his wrist, snapped it clean. Lance clattered. He howled. More boots pounded from above. Reinforcements. Go! Karis barked. Evan yanked the relay free. Door seals popped. Precursor vault yawned open, cold air blasting stale ozone. She hurled the broken lance enforcer down the stairs into the risers. Bodies tumbled, buying seconds. Evan dove through. She followed, slamming the door glyph. It resealed with a precursor chime. Evan's spoof holding. Narrow stairwell choked them. Torchlight flickered from slits. Guards shouted below, climbing over fallen. Claris wedged her bulk across the passage. Claws out. Climb. I'll hold. Evan glanced back once. Nodded. Scrambled up. His boots scraped stone. Human feet too soft for grip. But he moved sure. First guard crested. Karis kicked his helm. Sent him pinwheeling into the pack. Second fired a stunner bolt. Grazed her shoulder. Numbness spidering. She roared, leaped down 3 steps, crushed his throat with a knee. Runes burned hot now, feeding her strike's precision. Third guard swung a maul. Too slow. She parried, countered with an elbow to his jaw. Crack. He dropped. Evan's voice echoed from above. Door in sight. Relay sinking. More guards piled in. 4, armored heavy. They charged as one, lances weaving a net. Karis backed up. Step by step. Breath steady. She disarmed the lead with a flick, stabbed his eye with the snapped lance tip. Second, she tripped into the third. Both tumbled. Fourth grazed her thigh, drawing blood. Pain sharpened her. She vaulted over them, landed atop the pile, crushed helms underfoot. Bodies groaned, stilled, silence broken by Evan's yell. Clear! She bolted up, leg throbbing. Stair ended at another rune door, massive, etched with her brand's twins. Evan crouched, relay jacked in. Glyphs swirled green, unlocking. Door ground open. They spilled into the precursor chamber. Blue light bathed them from a crystal core suspended in web girders. Hollow panels flickered dormant code. Air hummed power. Vents hissed plasma wisps. Core pulsed once. Voice boomed. Ancient and sexless. Bearer detected. Blood match confirmed. Initiate wake sequence. Carice froze. Runes seared her skin, glowing through cloak. The chamber knew her. Clan blood triggered by her tournament kill. No, she snarled, claws bared at the core. Dormancy holds. Lance sleeps. Core hummed insistent. Pedestals lit around it. Hand slots matching her brands. Bearer protocol. Complete sequence. Rival clans target imminent. Evans circled the core. Pad scanning. It's keyed to you. Biolock. But look. Manual bypass here. He pointed to a girder panel, popped it with a tool from his belt. Wires sparked. Karis gripped a pedestal. Visions flashed. Precursor wars. Lances vaporizing fleets. Her clan myths true. Sava wants control. Not this. Evan yanked wires, spliced his relay. Spoofing off, like old factory overrides. Hold steady. Core voice sharpened. Wake denied. Override detected. Emergency protocol. Self-initiate. Alarms wailed. Core spun faster. Plasma building. Hollow timer bloomed. 300 seconds. 290. Karis slammed the pedestal. Stop, Evan cursed, fingers flying. Timer's hardwired. Your blood started it. Won't spoof easy. She whirled. Guards hammered the outer door. Sava's enforcers, Vec's voice barking orders through stone. Tournament roars muffled above, but patrols converged. Teln's comm buzzed her wrist. Clandestine link. Kairos. Lore confirms. Bloodwake unbreakable without pair key. Human? Does he read interfaces? Evan met her eyes. Humble shrug. Bits. Enough to jury rig. Timer. 240. Chamber shook. Vents glowed hotter. Outer door buckled. Breach imminent. Karis drew blades. You stall core. I buy time. He nodded. Dove into the girder webs. Tools clinking. 10 minutes. Relays charging deeper hack. She planted at the door. It exploded inward. Vecram stormed first. Axe gleaming. Flanked by 6 elites. His scales bristled triumph. Tainted key. Vec spat. Sava decrees purge. Yield the human scrap. Karis charged. Blades met axe and sparks. Vec parried strong tournament brute. But her runes guided strikes true. She feinted low. Slashed his guard arm. Blood welled. Elitist circled. One lunged. She sidestepped. Drove elbow into his spine. Crack. He fell. Vec roared. Swung wide. She ducked. Countered to his knee. He staggered but pressed. Axe whistling. Evan shouted from above. Core venting! Shields up! Force field snapped around the core, buying him space. Timer. 180. Karis spun from Vec, gutted an elite mid-thrust. Third elite fired a needler. Dart bit her cloak, poison burning. She ignored, hurled the corpse into him. Vec hacked down. She blocked, bones jarring. You arm the lance for glory, she growled. Clan dies. Lies, he snarled. Sava claims it. You fall. He fainted high, stomped her wounded thigh. Pain buckled her. Axe rose. Runes flared blinding. Karis surged, vision precursor sharp. She twisted inside his guard. Palm struck his chest. Ribs caved. Vec flew back, crashed into girders. Elites hesitated. She pressed. Blades danced. 2 down in heartbeats. Last fled for door. Timer, 120. Core thrummed. Lances priming deep in the mountain. Evan dropped from webs, relay smoking. Hack in. But it's adapting. Needs your blood direct on the core slot. Overrides fighting back. Karis wiped blood from eye. Vec stirred. Axe gripped. Reinforcements echoed in halls. Matrons heavies. She glanced at core. Blood called it. Refusal meant doom. Bearer. Core intoned. Sequence at threshold. Comply. Vec lunged again, roaring. Karis met him, but timer ticked. 90. Evan patched his pad to her wrist comm. Tell. Patch through. Lore on pair keys? Teln's voice crackled. Ancient rite. Bearer and weaver. Human reads runes? He weaves! Evan blinked, then grinned faint. Old salvage trick. Blood circuit. Your cut, my splice. Karis slashed her palm across her vibro dagger's edge. Blood surged hot and thick. Splattering the core's rune slot, the ancient interface hummed, veins of light racing up her arm. Pain sharpened her focus. Vec's axe whistled past her ear. She spun low, hooked his ankle. He crashed face first into the deck. Bones cracked. He didn't rise. Timer. 85. Evan yanked his pad free from her wrist comm. Got it. Blood circuit live. Weaving the spoof now. Hold the line. Reinforcements thundered closer. Matron Sava's elites, armored in clan-right plate. Karis scooped Vec's fallen axe, heavy, balanced for slaughter. She planted feet wide, runes pulsing sync with her heart's. Door burst open. Matron Sava strode through, flanked by 6 heavies, her eyes locked on the core's glow. Bearer, she intoned. voice like grinding stone. The lance awakens. Finish it. Karis gripped the axe tighter. Blood dripped from her hand, sizzling on the floor. No, matron. It devours worlds. Clan's end. Sava's lip curled. You bear the mark. Trigger the sequence. Supremacy demands it. She gestured. Heavies fanned out, blades drawn. No mercy in their stances. Purge the tainted. Evan crouched behind a girder, fingers flying over his pad. Sparks flew from the relay. Rerouting bearer protocol spoofed. Hang on. Containment lock engaging. Timer, 70. Karis stepped forward, axe raised in formal guard. Clan law. I challenge you, matron. Trial by combat. Winner wakes the lance, or seals it.
Sava laughed, short and brutal. Insolent whelp.
Runes chose you as key. I claim them through you. She drew her own blade, a relic whip that crackled with plasma coils. Heavies froze. Challenge invoked. Honor held them. The chamber's air thickened. Core thrummed louder. Lances deep in the mountain whining to life. Karis circled left, testing range. Sava lunged first, whip lashing like a serpent. Karis parried with axe haft. Sparks exploded. She countered high. Sava dodged, stomped her wounded thigh. Old pain flared. Karis buckled but rolled, axe sweeping low. Sava leaped back, whip coiling for strike. You delayed doom, Sava snarled. Lance crushes rivals. Vekram proved it. Purge the weak. Vek crawls, Carrera spat. She feinted right, drove elbow into Sava's guard. Fist connected. Matron reeled. Blood trickled from her snout. Timer, 55. Evan's voice hissed through calm. Lock half set. Needs your sync press rune on your neck, but Vek stirring. Watch your six. Karis glanced. Vek dragged himself up, eyes wild, grabbing a needler from a dead elite. Ritual circle etched in the floor glowed. Sacred boundary. Breaking it meant exile. Death. He fired. Darts whined. Karis twisted. Two grazed her shoulder, poison burning. She ignored, charged Sava. Whip cracked her pauldron. Armor split. She hacked down. Sava blocked, but axe bit deep into whip handle. Plasma died. Sava dropped it. Drew dagger. Yield, child. For clan. Clan lives without this, Karis growled. She headbutted Sava. Foreheads cracked. Matron staggered. Vak rose fully. He bellowed, smashed through the ritual circle's edge. Glyphs shattered like glass. Honor voided. He leveled Needler at Evan's back. Karis broke. She abandoned Sava, lunged across chamber. Vek fired. Dart punched Evan's shoulder. Human grunted, slumped against console. Pad clattered. No! Karis roared. She hurled axe. It spun, buried in Vek's throat. He gurgled, fell twitching. Heavies surged. Challenge shattered with the circle. Blades rose. Evan gasped, clutched shoulder. Poison foam bubbled at his lips. Finish. Sync the rune. My splice holds. Reroute. Live. Timer. 40. Sava wiped blood from face. Snatched a Heavy's spear. Kill the human. Lance for us. Karis pressed rune on her neck. Core accepted. Light stabilized. Lance's whine pitching down, but Heavy's closed. She scooped Evan's pad, slapped it to core auxiliary. Human's code interfaced. Spoof deepened. First Heavy swung. Karis sidestepped, snapped his neck with forearm. Second thrust. She parried bare-handed, runes granting precursor strength. Bones in his arm shattered. Sava speared low. Karis vaulted over, landed kicking. Matron flew into wall, spear snapping. Third Heavy grappled her. She twisted, used his momentum to hurl him into fourth. They tangled, crashed. Evan stirred, dragged himself up. Containment, 80%. Blood fading, need booster. Poison clawed Karis's veins too. Vision blurred. Timer, 25. Archivist Teln's voice crackled open on comm. Bearer and Weaver protocol. Human weaves the lock. Your blood anchors. But Matron invokes purge right. Elites inbound. Karis met him blade to claw. Sparks flew. She disarmed, drove knee into gut. He vomited. Dropped. Sava rose. Eyes mad. You betray supremacy. She activated wrist gauntlet. Energy blade ignited. Karis faced her. Runes burned, sinking full with Evan's hack. Core groaned. Sequence inverting. Lances powered down. Evan coughed blood. One hit. From flatline. Patch me in direct. Your vein to mine. Karis slashed her wrist deeper. Blood arced to Evan's arm. Interface leaped between them. Human tech meshed precursor runes. Lock sealed 95%. Sava struck. Energy blade carved Karis's side. Flesh parted. She staggered, but grabbed Sava's arm. Twisted. Gauntlet shorted. Heavies halted. Core silenced. Timer. 0, 0. Containment held. Sava wrenched free. Tainted. Purge. Last heavy lunged at Evan. Karis intercepted, took the blade in shoulder. She roared, snapped his spine. Evan slumped, eyes glazing. Lock, complete. Weapon sleeps. Sava backed toward door. Clan will reclaim it. You fall, keybearer. Karis collapsed to knees, blood pooling. Evan wheezed beside her. Poison spread. He fumbled injector from belt, salvage nanoserum, jammed it into her thigh. Relief flooded, but his wound festered. No serum left. Doors hissed. More elites poured in. Sava's loyalists. Tellen's voice urgent. Evan's the weaver. Lore says pair survives together, or neither. Karis hauled Evan up. Core dimmed. But mountain shook. Something deeper stirred. Lance contained. Not dead. Sava pointed. Seize them. Karis slashed a path. Evan's weight dragging her. Runes flickered warning. The human clutched his pad. One hand limped. One elite swung. Evan spoofed his armor with a wrist flick. Suit locked rigid. Karis shoved past. They burst into tunnels. Alarms wailed. Clan hunted the key and her impossible ally. Evan grinned through pain. Routine salvage. Told you. Deeper rumble grew. Containment cracking. Or worse, awakening. Karis shoved Evan into a side tunnel. His boots scraped stone. She spun, blade humming, as Vek's roar echoed behind. Keybearer. Face me! Vek burst from the gloom. Plasma axe glowing. Two elites flanked him, rifles primed. The mountain groaned. Deep cracks spidered the walls. Containment failing. Lance stirring. Evan slumped against the wall. Pads linking. Need 30 seconds. Override the feeder lines. Karis raised her sword. Runes burned on her arms. Hot warnings. Clan code demanded dual honor. Single combat. No interference. Vek exploited it now, eyes gleaming with ambition. You wear the taint, Vek snarled. Champion no more. I claim your blood. Then the humans. He charged. Karis met him mid-stride. Blades clashed. Sparks flew. She twisted, gauntlet locking his wrist. He headbutted her helm. Stars burst in her vision. Elites advanced. Evan tapped furiously. Pad beeping. A 15 hold him. Vek kneed her gut. Air exploded from her lungs. She staggered. He pressed. Axe arcing high. Karis ducked. Slashed his thigh. Blood sprayed. He bellowed but grinned. Tournament rules bind us, Valt. Yield and die quick. Clan code. Proving worth. No killing blows until submission. Lies. Vek angled for Evan, feinting left. Karis lunged. Her blade pierced his shoulder guard. He howled, axe swinging wild. She parried, kicked his knee. Crack. He dropped to one knee. Elites fired. Bolts. Scorched the wall beside Evan. He ducked, fingers flying. 10. Vek rose, axe two-handed. Purge starts with you. He bull-rushed, ignoring code. Shoulder checked her into stone. Pain lanced her ribs. His axe descended, aimed past her, at Evan's neck. No choice. Karis violated everything. She drove her sword through Vek's chest plate. Tip punched out his back. He gurgled, eyes wide. Axe clattered. She yanked free. He crumpled. Elites froze. Dual code broken. Murder. Survival. Karis spat. She charged them. First elite swung rifle. She severed his arm. Kicked the stump into his partner. Second fired point blank. Her runes flared. Shot deflected, sizzling her pauldron. Evan yelled, "Done!" Feeder locked, dumping core to sleep state. The rumble peaked. Walls shook. Dust rained. Karis grabbed Evan, hauled him deeper. Elites pursued. Shouts multiplying. Tellen's voice crackled in her comb. Stolen from a corpse. Warden path. Third junction. Left. Myths guide you. Third junction. Carice veered left. Evan's pad glowing in his limp hand. Tunnels narrowed. Biolume vines pulsed underfoot. Ancient etchings matched her runes, precursor wards. Sava's voice boomed from ahead. Halt, traitors. Ambush. Matron Sava blocked the core antechamber. 10 heavies arrayed. Her energy blade dripped plasma. Loyalists. No mercy. You desecrate our blood, Sava said. Runes corrupt. Vex death seals your purge. Karis planted feet. Evan's breath rattled. Poison gnawed him still. Weapon wakes unless we finish. Lance ends the clan first. Sava laughed. Clan reclaims it. Without you, heavies advanced. Karis slashed the lead's throat. Second barreled in. Evan flicked his wrist. Pad pulsed. Heavy's armor seized. Servos whining. Karis shoved it into the next. Domino collapse. Sava struck. Blade carved Carice's flank. Agony bloomed. She countered. Locked blades. Tellen knows. Pair survives, or neither. Sava wrenched free. Priest lies. She signaled. Remaining heavies lunged. Evan wheezed. Antedor, spoofing. His good hand danced over pad. Door irised open. Precursor script yielding like wet clay. Karis fought through. Blade bit armor, sparked shields. Blood slicked her grip. One heavy impaled her thigh. She roared, snapped his neck. Evan crawled inside. She followed. Doors sealing. Core antechamber hummed. Central dais pulsed blue. Clan authority node. Runes on Karis ignited. Fire raced her veins. She dropped to knees beside Evan. Logging protocols, he muttered. Pad synced. No more wakes. Routine patch. Dais flared. Light speared Karis. Runes etched deeper. Warden burned across her chest plate. Glowing script none could deny. Power surged. Clan dais flickered. Signals dying. Authority stripped. From Sava's grasp. Mountains stilled. Lance slept. Doors pounded. Sava's fury outside. Karis rose. Blade steady. Evan slumped. Grin faint. Told you. Old gear. She keyed the door. Sava stormed in. Blade high. Loyalists crammed behind. Eyes locked on the brand. Sava halted. Heavies murmured. Warden. Tellen's voice echoed from vents. Precursor crown. Myths awaken. Karis faced Sava. Blood dripped. Choice matron. Exile your purge. Reform with lore. Or fall here. Sava gripped blade tighter. You kneel to no one. Karis stepped forward. Runes thrummed power. Heavies shifted uneasy. Clan code demands proof. Duel me. Lose. And yield. Sava lunged. Blades met. Karis parried clean. Runes boosted her strikes. Sava staggered. Second clash. Karis disarmed her. Blade skittering. Heavies tensed. Sava knelt. Seething. Warden. Evan coughed. Logged. System's ours now. Karis sheathed blade. Reform or leave. Sava rose slow. Eyes darted to dais. Dark now. Clan decides. Murmurs grew. Tellen emerged from shadows. Robes dusty. Runes speak true. Pair proved. But alarms reignited. Distant. Deeper tunnels. Not Lance. Something else stirred. Vex allies? Or precursor failsafe? Karis hauled Evan up. Runes pulsed warning. Warden's burden just began. Clan split loomed, and the mountain whispered new threats.